Canada. This is what the culture's been talking about. This is the Tiye Noelle Show. And we're back. The whole gang is here. Ken, say hello.
What up? What up?
These people, this person, this person was missing you. You was mentioned. Isn't that good?
Yeah.
You see,
Nice to be missed.
my people. It's a group. It's good when the group is together. Do you know what I mean? There was a few topics that we didn't have you here for. Do you know that we just had to get up the vibes because there was no mandem to speak on it? Do you know what I mean? The football was light. You know what I mean? We wanted to talk about Michael Ward, but we had no one to oppose.
You do need opposing counsel.
We need opposing counsel. So we're gonna bring a couple of those points up again, just so we can get your mind,
And we also
your thoughts
didn't
on
have
it.
someone saying, I was watching the Joe Budden show and they were talking about
Period. Because then I say, me too. What do you mean?
Loyal
Yeah. So you enjoyed your vacation.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad. He was on vacation, guys. No one was pushed to the side, and you know what I mean. Like, ain't no dramas here. Like this ain't Melissa Ford of the Joe Budden podcast. Ken was gonna be back. But yeah, so this week is really good. Obviously, we're coming off the high of the World Cup. The Stefon Cardi saga is still doing some stuff. And then we're also, for the first time, going to go into the diasporas. We're not just going to talk about the UK, the US, and Canada. We're going to see what the Black people are doing over there. And that's what we're going to do for the first time. So yeah, let's get into hot topics.
Who scratched you on your boob?
I scratched myself. Thank you very much. No, I'm actually being dead serious. I have a scratch on my leg as well, which I'm like, where does this come from? I don't know if I fought myself in my sleep or what. Also, get out my tits. Anyway, let's get into it. So, as an English woman, I was very, very pleased that Spain won. Thank you, Jesus. Obviously, the best case scenario was that it was going to come home and it was for us. But at the same time, I truly believe that the England manager sabotaged us for whatever stakes and bet he had. Because why the hell was Saka not on the pitch when you're playing Argentina? He did not have his best people on the pitch when you were playing Argentina, but you want to bring him out for France to come third. Make it make sense. I think it was he probably got paid. It doesn't make sense. How you have a stronger team like first lineup for France than you had for Argentina? Anyway, I will say they played great, but it didn't make sense. How they played then is how they should have played when they were trying to get through. I do think he got money. It doesn't make sense. Anyway, not about us. We came third. Whoop-de-doo. But thank God Argentina lost. Obviously, they're colonizers too, but the way obviously Spain are colonizers too, but the whole stuff with Argentina, I genuinely feel like they were trying to set it up for them to win because it was Messi's last World Cup. They're playing aggressively, horribly, not getting no red cards, no yellow cards for how they were beating up all their players, the other players throughout this whole tournament. I'm so glad. When that man got that red card, the way I screamed as if it was a goal, I was like, oh my God, finally someone has eyes. He went somersaulting in the air. They had to give it to him. That was one that there would have been no question that there was favoritism. So they had to get him off because that was beyond. But yeah, shout out to Spain. They won. How do you feel about that, Ken?
It's been a very interesting World Cup. I think definitely Argentina going from being like one of the favorites to just kind of showing their ass in the way that they did. Yeah, crazy, but it was a good game. The final was a good game. Yeah, Spain deserved the win.
Yeah, they even played better.
Yeah.
There was hardly any attempts from Argentina to score. I genuinely feel like they were trying to draw it out so they can get penalties. That's what they were hoping for, and I'm so glad they would have won that, exactly. Which is why I'm so glad that they got technically at least 2 goals. Because one of them that they tried to claim, that the first one, that was a goal. Yeah. The third one, okay, offside, which the offside rule, very confusing. But I literally saw some gay man explain it on TikTok, and it makes sense.
Did you get it?
No, I got it now.
Okay.
Yeah. But in the moment, I was just like, but he got there. I also feel like sometimes the opposing team runs slow, so that like you can't run because you're running up and you're faster than them, and then you kick, but then you're offside. But it's not my fault. This person's slow. He can't keep up with me. So how is it my fault? That's now offside. I can't claim this goal, which is basically what the third one was. So basically, one member of the defender needs to be ahead of you before you score.
No,
before you score.
Quite simply, you just need, when the pass is initiated, you need one person between the goalkeeper.
Yeah, but then after that it's fine. But in that the last one, he was a bit ahead, and I'm just like, this guy's slow. Like it's not his fault.
There were a lot of marginal calls though, but there was one goal. Was it the one? I think it was a goal that was in extra time where they just, something happened in the penalty area. Someone went down, and it just wasn't clear why they disallowed the goal.
Yeah.
They
should, well, that too. But I feel like they should have been like 2 to 3 up, maybe. Yeah. One of them I could be like, okay, that was blatantly offside. Yeah. But that one, and I think the first one, I feel like they deserved those. But we knew who was there. They were trying to, do you know what I mean?
Someone put a compilation of all
the pushing, and it was really bad. And then the fans are trash. The fans are trash. Yeah, no, honestly, the actual thugs. And then the fans are trash. They're all calling I Show Speed a monkey and all that kind of stuff, which brings me to the show. Okay.
Also, though, quickly, there was one. I had a thought today. I don't know if you saw the fights after. So there was a fight.
No. Yes, I saw it in the background, and they're all fighting. Like, what is going on?
They cut camera quickly. So there was something that so I remember seeing it during the game, and I was like, why is the manager moving like that? But the whole fight thing after, I couldn't help but I think today when I was watching it, I was like, if this was any of the black teams, the way they would have been villainized, like
we would have been thugs, ghettoing up the World Cup and all this kind of stuff. But for some reason, these white players can get away with half more than we could ever get away with. Yeah, it's so funny because you see one of the Spain, the cute one that was the baby with Messi.
Oh yeah,
he's there on his knees praying, and they're in the background fighting. It was so bad. Like, I'm sorry, like they should. I wonder what the team's gonna be like now that Messi's gone.
17 was hugging one with the dread.
Yeah,
hugging someone else, and then he realized he jumped.
Yeah, because it's like, what the hell's going on? You lost, babe.
In 2 seconds. Anyway,
you lost. Eat that. Eat crow. You know what I mean? Anyway, so you know how it was in the US and they wanted to make it into some capitalist, everybody makes some money, big show. So they added a halftime performance. So it started with Jennifer Hudson before actually singing the national anthem. Now, I'm not a fan of Jennifer Hudson's hooting and hollering. I'm actually not. She screams down all the time. For my opinion, no reason at all. But
outside of that movie, it's too much.
Literally, it works for Effie.
Girls.
So you're saying she's been playing that character?
Oh Lord, she ruins a song. Listen, she ruins a song with that hooting and hollering. But this version, I actually really enjoyed this version of the national anthem. Do you want me to play you some? Because I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was.
Yeah.
I thought you said no.
I'm curious as to what
after you said that introduction.
No, it sounds good. Like, actually sounds good. Okay, we're gonna listen to it.
I will also say though that when we were watching it, it was like, why are they singing the national anthem?
Because literally, but this is the problem. These people are tiresome. Like, they literally want to impose themselves on everything and everybody. As soon as they put, like, they want to take the whole water. And we're going to get to Trump. Yeah. Because that man, no other country has ever gotten involved the way that this man has got involved. And it's not right that they've allowed him to do this. It's actually disgusting. Oh my God.
you need it in
I just needed
context.
to come down a bit.
You need it in context.
I don't feel like it was that bad.
No, it's because like we didn't watch it at the time, right?
Yeah.
This is our first introduction.
Yeah.
I see nothing. It's not the
Oh.
context of the show. It just sounds like screaming from me.
And you just said hooting and hollering.
That's all I can do.
No. She was still She was still hooting and hollering, but I felt like the hooting and hollering was fitting to this.
Okay.
I feel like sometimes when you hear the national anthem, people sing it in the same way, they try to do that same key. Some people can hit it, some people can't, and they're just not that good. But what I love about this performance, it was so different, but it fit her hooting and hollering. But it made sense because it's like, it's the national anthem. Like, this time to hoot and holler. You know what I mean? It did sound effy, but she effy. Like, so I actually really did enjoy Jennifer Hudson for once. But yeah, so that was the start. Then I Show Speed. Why I was so happy with I Show Speed, because apparently he has a song called Champions. He just put it out. He just put it out, and it's a World Cup champion song. So he made this. It's so, but that's because he was going around and doing streams and all this kind of stuff and like promoting the World Cup. So it was very funny and fitting that, you know, the Argentina fans were there calling him all this stuff, all this racist stuff, while he was actually there supporting them at the time. For then him now to be in a Spain jersey, because obviously he's not gonna root for the country that was being racist to him. For then him to then pretty much open up the halftime show singing this song for Spain after Argentina was disrespecting him.
Isn't it Ronaldo?
Yeah, well, when they left, he changed his teams. But they were kicked out a while ago, girl. So yeah, so shout out to I Show Speed. I love this boy. I love this little black boy. I really like. He was like, he saw BTS in the background. When he was like behind the scenes, he was like, "Oh my god, I'm such a fan!" All that flipping and stuff that he does. It was so cute. I just black boy joy.
Was that intentional?
Black boy joy is.
Not addressing it.
Listen, I don't speak ill on this man. Well, yeah.
Is he singing or rapping?
He's singing. Should I show me to play? Want to find it and play it? No.
Black Troy.
I love him. Anyway, then Burna Boy and Shakira did their performance of this song.
Waka Waka Part 2.
No, honestly, someone was like, this literally just gives Olympic World Open. You know what I mean? It does give that.
There's a formula to the track titles. Waka Waka, Die Die.
Yeah. But yeah, it's alright. Like, none of these songs were really for me. But I'm happy for Burna Boy. I mean, Shakira is literally, every time there's a Olympics, there's a World Cup, there's a something of this magnitude, they're gonna call Shakira, and she eats every time. Like, she eats every time. Her songs are very worldly. Do you know what I mean? So
this is her Christmas, like how Mariah has
Christmas. Do you know what? Yeah. Every Olympics, what's that? And then the following year is, because it's every 4 years, right? So it's literally like the Olympics the year before, and then the year after is the World Cup. In the way, is that the way it's set up? Was the Olympics last week? Yeah. Yeah, it was last year. It was last year. So they're basically 4 years, but the year before is the Olympics and the year after is the World Cup. And I think those 2 years, she is booked and busy. She makes a new hit. She's up in the charts. Then she's out here performing at these two things. That's what it's going to be now. Because obviously it wasn't this before, but she out here going to get her money. And then, oddly, but I hear it, Justin Bieber then did a halftime performance looking very happy, healthy, and free.
Spicy.
And yeah, he looks great. And vocals and good. What?
I said he was giving Bad Bunny. Before he looked up into the camera, I said, "Is that no Justin?"
Really? It was a bit tanned.
The dark facial hair to the blonde hair, like he's looking less
Canadian.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't get that, but he's cute. I was just happy because obviously for the years that we've seen Justin Bieber recently, it's giving drug withdrawal. So I'm happy that he's in this happy space. He's performing on this big stage. I think him performing at Coachella got him out of his shell, and he realized that people still love him. Like, he can do more things, and I think he's getting comfortable being out there singing live again. And now this is the second big.
He was YouTube DJ.
Yeah, but he was singing live over there. Don't do him like that.
No, because he got
no Justin Bieber.
He got a lot of backlash. So if you were kind of hesitant,
I don't think he got as much backlash as he got loved. Everyone was just happy to see him. And that was the first show he got the backlash on. But then that was a weekend, and I think he performed the second time or third time. No, second time. And everyone was like, he got more comfortable, brought more people out on stage. Like, I just shouted to Justin Bieber. Apparently,
the song was misplaced.
Of this performance.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Sorry, apparently.
I don't think. I don't want to talk bad about him. I don't think he was the right person for this, me personally, but it's Justin Bieber, so obviously everyone loves it. But I don't. It doesn't give.
Stuff together.
I just don't. But I just don't think his music is for a sporting event halftime show. I don't even want to see Justin Bieber do. What's the American thing again? Super Bowl. I just don't think it gives. None of his songs will like give that.
He could do.
He could do Super Bowl. He could do Super Bowl because he is Justin Bieber, of course. But I don't think his songs catalog fits a Super Bowl. Like, you know, Shakira, she's just Shakira. She's a big deal, but like she could do Super Bowl. Like, do you know what I mean? Even Rihanna, like, do they have the catalog that sounds like a Super Bowl? Justin Bieber's songs are more like.
I think it's sleeping on Bieber, you know.
I don't know.
He's got a few high tempo songs, but they're not his most popular songs.
What do you mean?
In terms of recent stuff.
I think, yeah, I guess. Stuff. But I'm just, I don't know.
Yukon.
Yeah, I hear it, but that's slow.
Like this vibe that she's talking about.
I just don't think. I just. It's just not for me. But again, shout out to him. Apparently, they offered it to Kanye West, and he said no because what does he look like sharing a stage with these other people like Shakira and all these people? And it doesn't make sense to me. However,
wait, what do you mean? Is it doesn't make sense?
He said it doesn't make sense to him.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't make sense to him that he's going to get paid 50 million to share a stage with these people. I don't think that makes sense to me though. 15 million to do the FIFA World Cup, to be the headline artist. It's not like he was doing it and he was going to be I Show Speed or doing it with other people. He would have had a single performance like Bieber.
He's Kanye West. He ain't doing that. If he's gonna do,
I'm not being funny.
Madonna did it.
Literally, you're alleging, but people have done it, and you're telling me that you're bigger than Madonna. I personally, not to be rude, but Kanye West, you are in so many people's bad books. This was the time for you to be in front of so many millions of people's eyes. You should have just ate it and did it.
Trump, so this is a fitting event.
I don't know.
Check the legitimacy of that, because I'm like, he's had way too much controversy for them to put him on a world stage. I don't even think he has songs appropriate. Well, no,
he definitely does.
But like for what they chose for the World Cup, first of all, they should just never do this again. Just don't. No.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what do you guys think about this? Also, like, you know, the 15-minute water breaks and the cutting of the things that they were doing throughout. Like, what did you guys think about that?
I think the water breaks were good. They were necessary. Like, the climates that they were playing in were different.
Okay,
so
fair.
They were necessary.
That's a good point.
As for the halftime thing, rap trash. Yeah, don't do it again.
Not needed. For Americans that don't know how to sit and
just
focus on the ball.
Just watch a game. Yeah. But
I agree. So yeah, shout out to Spain. One time it will hopefully come home, boy. Before I close my eyes, let me see England bring this home.
Someone said not until they give the people back them things. So yeah,
that's the bad juju. Maybe that's why.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why you got bad juju, bad vibes. That's why you ain't never win none. But then what's happening to Argentina? Why they keep winning then? Why is it only our juju?
I don't know. Maybe they're giving back their thing, isn't it?
What about Spain? Look what they've done.
They need to make it right.
Yeah, I found it so funny how all of the Latino people was like, I have to say sorry to my ancestors for supporting Spain. they were doing these videos where they were like praying to their ancestors, saying, "I'm so sorry, we're not disrespecting you. We're just gonna support them on this one thing, and then after that, it's fucks, babe. But for now, I'm sorry. I'm like saying all this. It was so funny, but I hear it. Anyways, next. All right. Well, we spoke about this for a second, like the Stefon Diggs and Chris allegations of him basically trying to sexually assault this stylist that he was working with, and then the stylist obviously turned him down after apparently being drugged and sexually assaulted, I guess, in a way. He got beaten up and stolen his jewels by Stefon Diggs' brother. They're all doing this. Everyone's saying that he is coming out for a scheme. His baby mum, the stylist, said that apparently this is his thing, that he's like got a thing where he starts working with some of these celebrity men. Wow. And then when the relationship goes wrong, he then comes out and says that they're gay and they're trying to come after him and stuff like that. Like, this is the second time. Apparently he did it to the Giovanni, the boxer, Gervonta Davis. Apparently he did it to him as well. However, do we know if he's lying, or is it that both these niggas tried him? Do you know what I mean? Because I believe the things is not the same.
What terms are him and the mother of his child on?
Not good terms at this point, because you know when everyone will soon. Well, I talked about someone else calling someone else gay, but black people sometimes they. As soon as the man gets on your nerves, he's gay. Like, and he got a small penis. Is that he's got a small penis, he's gay. That's how they hit you when they're not happy with you. It's ridiculous. Anyway, so they dropped one of the screenshots of the text message that he alleges Stefon Diggs has been sending him, right? And in this one, he says, "Come get that ass bust." And then he said, "LOL, I commend your confidence, champ." And he said, "Sick of you," and then he put a laughing emoji on it. Cardi B was in these comments basically saying, like, cause she's been defending him. She's been defending him, but Cardi B was in the comments basically saying that he lies, obviously that he's done this with other people, and he's saying that he's taken this screenshot out of context. He was talking about playing a pickup game of basketball, and said, "Come get your ass bust, like beat." As in that way, and he was like, "I commend your confidence, champ," as in like, you ain't never gonna beat me. So then when he said "sick of you" and he put a laughing emoji reaction, it's because you're laughing about this like back and forth of like this commodity. But yeah, like why would he? But when she says it, I'm like, it kind of makes sense. Like, "Come get your ass bust, boy." Like it gave that instead of it being like, "Come get your ass bust, boy."
Sick of you is flirty.
Well, yeah, like, well, no, "sick of you" could be flirty if that's the context, but also you could also say to your friend, like, "I'm sick of you, boy, like, shut up." Like, you're always trying to act like you're bigger than the program.
Girls say that.
Yeah. Do they? I don't know.
They do, but like, I think it's difficult because that's American lingo. Like, and there is a lot of crossover in terms of like, some guys use some of the what's the one? I can't even remember what the one is that
a while back.
Yeah, a while back. There's one that
the guys were taking over.
Yeah, that they've started to. What are you lot's catchphrases again?
I know what
Clock
it is, I can't remember.
Not that.
Because they've been doing this as well, and I'm like, put your freaking hands down.
That should still be.
Yeah, but like.
What are they? I don't remember, but I remember one of the boys took over one of our phrases and they loved it. But this is not one of the phrases that you co-opted.
No. Those are all of it was.
But I don't. And maybe "sick of you" does to me doesn't.
That's
sick of you.
That we would use. I don't know if boys do that amongst themselves.
But it's American lingo because we're British, right?
I feel like I would.
Like, as I'm observing, then
I don't think that's like lingo. That's just like a saying, and I feel like people, like men, will say that. "I'm sick of you." Like, you're pissing me off. I'm sick of you in a jokey way.
There's a lot of New York phrases that sound like New Yorkers use a lot of phrases that are like probably maybe sound more like female vernacular or lingo, but men use it as well.
Yeah, and then obviously it's a text message, but in real life they might have been like a pause. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you might put pauses behind all of this, but it's a text message. I feel like, to be honest, I do still feel. I don't know if this man's lying. I don't think this man's lying. I don't think he's lying. I don't think he's lying at all. But at the same, no, I don't think he's lying. I think Stefon Diggs is lying because the predator that Stefon Diggs is based on all the other women lawsuits that he's had with people, like, obviously it was dismissed and he did win in the favor of the chef thing, but at the same time
the dancing chef.
Yeah, but but there's too many things coming out about you just being a sexual deviant predator, taking drugs, sleeping with women, threesomes and all this kind of stuff, that it just doesn't sit right with me.
I mean, I feel like if you're gonna use this as your smoking gun, you might have to come a bit harder.
Yeah, this can't be the smoking gun, not at all.
This can't be the text that you leaked to me.
Yeah.
I see, because literally I think, yes, it's not vernacular maybe that we would be familiar with, but 100% if you're playing ball or you're playing a game, like, yeah, you could say that. Like,
yeah, but I also don't think Stefon Diggs, if that was what he was trying to do, would make it so obvious in text message. I feel like he would be smart enough to move in a way that it's not this.
Yeah, you're Stefon Diggs.
Right, so I don't know. Anyway, Cardi B was there defending it, child. I don't really get it. Anyway, so speaking of his baby mama, Cardi B, so she was there flirting with the Nigerian goalie. Yeah. In, was it Paris Fashion Week? Or Italian Fashion Week? Was it? Oh, but I feel like this was ages ago. No, this is Italy now, but I'm saying when they first met, I think it was Paris Fashion Week. They sat down together. There was pictures of them like talking, and then there was another video of them going to an after party where they were talking on the balcony. That was Paris, right? Exactly. So that was a few weeks ago. So everyone's all like, "Oh, girl, go get yourself a new man," da, 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 all this kind of stuff. Now we're 2-3 weeks in this another country. Now they're at a private dinner.
Oh, this is just the two of them.
No. I think there's friends at the table, and I think, but in terms of like, this is not a party. This is not an event. This is them at dinner with either friends or whatever in a country, looking like a personal vacation. So Cardi's moving on to the next baller, I guess. What do you guys think about this?
I just don't understand how you went from playing ball to just being everywhere else. But like, I don't know.
What do you mean, him?
Yeah.
Well, they're out of the World Cup. It's still going on, so why not? I just feel like, where was he? Because now everyone's obsessed with him. He's so good looking, and like he's posted everywhere, based on these couple appearances that Nigeria won, because they got out pretty early. And now he's had time that he's at Paris Fashion Week and doing all this kind of stuff. Do you know what? This is your 15 minutes. Eat it, honey. Eat it.
Wait,
I
Nigeria
will.
didn't even qualify.
All right, Ken.
Who was he playing for?
He's Nigeria.
Yeah, but like he also plays for another team.
I think he's playing.
No, he was playing for Nigeria where he got famous. Like, this whole stuff was because he was playing for Nigeria. But he also is a football player that plays for other teams.
He didn't qualify for this World Cup.
No, they played one of the games. Yeah, they played it, but not. They did qualify for the World Cup. They were in the World Cup, but they didn't get far.
This is what he's saying, that no, they didn't. It was always Ghana.
Yeah, it was just Ghana.
Sorry, what was that noise? I have never heard. Yeah, but I've never heard that noise. Like, that would only happen if my dishwasher was on and it was draining the dishwasher, maybe. But it's not.
He was definitely around the start of the World Cup.
He was around, but Nigeria didn't qualify at all.
No, but was he playing for something?
Yeah, but they played. But it was a televised game.
Nigeria.
Yeah.
When are you thinking? Like, how far? Because it wouldn't have been part of the World Cup.
Do they showcase the teams like playing to qualify for the World Cup?
Yeah. They showcase those games, but not part of the World Cup. That happens before.
Was that?
That was like a couple. Yeah, that was. It wasn't.
Are we sure? Because he was like.
He was just there, but literally says Nigeria did not qualify for the 2026 FIFA.
Where did they last play then? Because he was on TV. And everyone was like, who the hell is this? So I don't know.
I want to know what happens. Like, the women see him. How do you get to be the first? Like,
how do you get to be the first one?
I'm pretty sure Cardi B's not the only person that had their eye on him, like in the celeb world.
Probably not.
You get sent
Mind you, though,
do you know what I mean? Like, does Cardi B send you a car? And
well, no, she met him at the thing.
I don't know if that's where they first met.
I think so, because it looks very like, hi, You know what I mean? I think that really I think that's where they first met, by sitting next to each other. It did give that to me. But it's so funny that we say this because his baby mom came out.
They played a friendly before the start.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought that was the whole same thing. I thought this was the same thing.
Do you think you wouldn't have known that Nigeria were playing in the World Cup?
We did know that Nigeria was playing.
No, I'm saying as in you don't, as loud as.
No, I heard Nigeria was talking about it, so I assumed this was the World Cup that they were talking about.
Well, that just goes to show you
how much I don't know. That's what that gives to show you. Anyway, so his baby mom is calling him out, honey. This is not the first time, by the way. And before he was known, I guess, to US audience because of the whole Cardi B thing, he obviously is known to English audiences because I don't know what team he plays for or whatever, but people are aware of him in the UK. So this actually hit the Shade Borough a while ago. She's called him out before a while ago, and I guess it didn't make the noise that well, I just didn't think it made any noise because it was in the shade borough. Now he's dating Cardi. This is like number one news that she has an issue with him. So let me read some of the statements. It is a bit long-winded, child. At this point, I feel like, girls, we need to not. If you feel this way, that is sad, and I'm sorry. But at the same time, this is not going to do you any favors because guess what everyone's saying in the comments? Girl, don't nobody care. Like, why are you only now saying anything now that he's dealing with Cardi? What do you mean you made him?
People love Cardi B. So.
Yeah, so they don't really want to hear. Imagine I shut my mouth, lied about you, what you did to me, because she's also alleging that he put hands on her. And when they did the post on the Shade Borough a few months ago, it was more about the abuse as to why she was talking about him, right? So she's alleging that he has put physical hands on her, kicked her out the house after she had this child, and then basically left her with no means, no support with her child because he's now thinks he's big and bad. So you could wait. So for the fact that I lied about you, what you did to me, so you could continue with your career, and all you do is fucking embarrass us. You make me look like I'm a bitter baby mom when I helped you when no one else was there for you. I made you. No one knew who you was, and instead of loving us, you beated me. Okay, you cheated on me, and with men and women. She said you cheated on me with men and women. You're a fucking demon who tried to destroy my life. You don't take care of your one and only son because I don't want to be with you. I will never forgive you. Being nice and peaceful brings you nowhere. You're a rat. I wish you were just... I wish I was just like you, but I tried for my son to be a good parent. You erased your wrongdoings because you made me believe that I was the problem. She goes on.
Where's she from?
She's British. She's also an influencer, and she's gorgeous, and she's a big deal.
She's British?
Yeah, I think she's British. She's Nigerian, but she's British. Nigerian.
Are you sure?
Ain't she British?
English ain't.
So I was like,
what do you mean?
The English ain't.
Well, when I read, I mean, I think it was me with my struggling to read it, to be honest, because it's kind of small in the screenshot.
like someone's...
And she's typing like there's capital letters, like she's angry, babe. Like, she's angry, and it goes on for a very long time. Her name is Jalika Westthorpe.
I think I can understand.
Jelia.
Got
her.
Like,
she's buff, man. How many followers does she have?
41.7. Maybe she lost a few after this tirade.
No. She's fire. Mm-hmm. She's fire. Mm-hmm. Which is why I was like, listen, Cardi B's buff here, don't get me wrong, but I thought they're like, it's the star power, obviously, of the situation, but it's not like he had no buffer girls, because that girl's buff.
She's Dutch.
She's Dutch, okay. What? What do you mean?
It's written like this is someone like English is not.
Yeah. But like, I feel bad for her because she's already mentioned the fact that he beat her and all this kind of stuff, but no one cared because she was nobody. So when it was in the shade room, it was like people were like, "Why are you bringing this out?" Da, 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 blah blah blah, like that kind of thing. And now she's put it out again because he's getting everyone's talking about how beautiful he is and he's this great person and all this kind of stuff. But it's like, I lied so that you could continue this career. You're now doing well for yourself, and now you're trying to make me look like the baby mum when you used to beat me, and you're not even taking care of your son.
What did he say about that? Yeah.
Pardon?
Well, how did he make her look?
Well, to this context, I don't actually know. I don't know. I don't know if he's done anything because I've not seen any. I didn't see anything where he's like spoke negatively about her or anything like that. I do think Ken's like, so you are bitter. So I feel like there is a bit where I just think he's just getting such this positive press and all of this kind of stuff, and now he's in Fashion Week, and now he's, you know, with Cardi B, and she's just like, why is no one listening to the issues that I have about this man, but you guys think that he's just this amazing guy? I will say, Cardi girl, I don't know how New York you are, because the New York girlies that I know, they got some discernment, they got some street smarts, and you have street smarts. I don't understand how you keep meeting up with these men and no one doing enough background checks, because this is now 2 men, well 3, but at least these last 2 that are messing around allegedly with men and women. You might be fine with that, but it's, you know, they're also not great baby daddies, allegedly. And this one here putting hands on his, because before the Cardi B, the reason why I believe this is before the Cardi B situation of it all and the appearance of him at Paris Fashion Week and all that kind of stuff, she had already gone out and said all of these things about him.
But this was in response to him being posted on Shade Bar.
No, this was posted on Shade Bar. It wasn't in response of anything. Oh. She's just an influencer who has a baby with this man and was dating with this man, right? Yeah. I guess for the people in the know, knew that they were a couple and have a baby together. The rest of us didn't know who this man was, so we didn't care. But there's people in the UK, I guess, that know who he is, so it made it to the Shade Bar because he's enough of a star, I guess, for them to post it. Nothing happened, but because I don't know, like nothing really happened there. But now she's come out again, and it's become a bigger story because of the Cardi B situation. I don't think she made it up because of the Cardi B situation. If a few months ago she brought it out and said the same thing.
When did she break up with Steph? Because I did not know that happened.
Well, I don't really know what's going on with Cardi B and Stefon Diggs either. But even when she was in the comment section and on what's the X things when they're talking Spaces. She was like, "Oh, y'all gonna make me defend my baby daddy." So she's not calling him her man. So who knows when it was?
Because I just feel like the Offset to Stefon thing happened really quickly.
Yeah.
And then, like, you know, she had a baby with Stefon, like, do what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then the trial situation.
Yeah, she kind of was distant with that.
And, like, she was still supporting him through that. And then, like, with a newborn, you're, like, divorced from Offset, like he's still going through what he's going through with gambling and stuff. There's a lot happening, and then you've gone straight into this. It just feels like a lot.
Yeah, she's doing too much. We don't know what this is, but
a 1 year? Well, it's not 1 year.
I don't think he's 1. And remember, she already had Blossom, who was not even 1 when she was pregnant.
And bear in mind, I have not said. No,
don't do that. Don't do that. Remember. No, let's not do that, because remember, she was with Offset. That was her husband, and she had many kids with him. But that was her husband, and she went cheating on that man. Mm-hmm. Obviously, she came out and was doing up single girl in the city, and it's not her fault. It's her fault because she got trapped with this Stefon Diggs that she was having a good time, and I think the baby came. I don't even think that if the baby didn't come, I don't know if they would have lasted that long.
Which is why I was very careful how I chose my words.
Yeah.
Because it was more
she
about,
also
like, a lot happening in a short time.
Yeah. Yeah, but traffic makes it seem like
I'm not making this about
we're not gonna try. Yeah, we're not trying to put no mileage on a cool woman a car and put mileage on it, and we're talking about sex. Let's not do that.
No. But like, as in, it's just a lot happening. Like, which is why I use the word traffic, because it's a lot happening.
Okay, but can we just change the phrase? I don't like it because traffic sounds sexual.
Okay. So it's just a lot happening in a short space of time. I actually don't think it's that bad when you stretch it out, because it's like, okay, she was split from Offset,
Mm-hmm.
right? But she was just carrying his child, right? But they've been split.
Yeah.
They were split.
They tried to get it back. She gave it another go. Like.
Yeah, but that was after. That was before that stuff.
Yeah. Then she.
That was the second time he cheated. But carry on.
Gets with Stefon Diggs, right? And yeah. What? Nah, she's okay. The baby thing is a bit. Yeah.
The baby thing's crazy, but at the same time, if you hear Cardi talk about kids, she was never a boy in that baby. So if she got pregnant, she's dealing with it, she's gonna have a baby with this man. Like that's basically what she put it. She was like, I was aware that he was out here doing whatever he's doing, and I get that between me and his other two baby moms that had babies around the same time, like she understands the situation, because I don't think that they were publicly in a relationship, quote unquote, but I don't think it was an exclusive situation, which is why I guess she's, moving the way that she's moving. But I just wish she picked a better men. Like a simple Google search of this guy would have showed you the stuff of his baby mum before they had even met, if they had met at the Paris fashion show. Like it seems.
But even then, like none of the pictures are. Sometimes this is press stuff, right? Like I don't know why he's just being shipped or farmed everywhere.
Because he's fine as hell.
Okay. So he's being like he's going to these different places, right? But sometimes I feel like it's just like it's a brand thing. It's like it's good for your brand to be pictured with this.
I think that was a thing with her and Stefon Diggs when they first started, and then things happened.
Yeah.
And I think at this point, listen, my girl Cardi, she is a single woman. She's a single woman. I just wish that if you're gonna leave an Offset, I don't need the next guys that you deal with to be worse than Offset. And one thing I can say is,
and if you're having
Stefon. Wrap it up. Yeah. But also, like, if Stefon Offset is a cheater. He's not great. He was an unloyal man. He has children all over the place. But when she met Stefon Diggs, there were already things about him that were questionable in terms of his behavior. Like, he was very aggressive and fighting people up and the teams, and he had the team issues and all that kind of stuff. Obviously, the loads of babies came kind of at the same time. He went from having no kids to like all 5 kids being born within the same year or two. But like, I just wish she picked better, because you're Cardi B. Like, you're Cardi B. It doesn't make sense to me. And this guy, he is hot. He is very good looking.
That's it.
But a Google search will show you that he's not very nice.
Are there, because I think it is a bit dangerous when allegations get put on people, right? So does she have police records to back up what she's saying?
Who? The baby mom. I didn't see police records. I didn't see police. There was a video clip. I think there was a video clip of them arguing, but not anything physical in terms of, do you know what I mean? So fair, which is fair enough. But there's smoke, there's fire. Me personally, if someone was putting out anything saying that anyone was physical with them or whatever, I'll take heed of that, and I just wouldn't get engaged with myself. There's how many billion people in the world. I don't need to be with this person whose baby mom is going on social media to chastise them. There are loads of men that have baby moms. That Drake's baby mom ain't doing it. Why? Because she's well kept. We had the conversation. We had the conversation. But do you know what I mean? Yeah, but even still, I just don't think he's that guy that's disrespectful like that. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, why would you want to be with a man who's disrespectful like that? I think she can do better. She can do so much better.
And that is a point. I think from a we're talking about from a brand alignment perspective, you are who you are. You shouldn't align yourself with someone, even if it's not true, just for the fact that they've got that.
Yeah, but even not even a brand, as a woman, why would you want to be with a man who allegedly has put hands on his baby mum and is not there for his son? Now, it could all not be true, but there's allegations. Enough is enough for me in this situation, especially if I'm Cardi B, not because of the brand, but based on what you've come out of. You came out of a relationship with a man who questionable stuff with his baby mom, but you married him and was with him anyway, had more kids with him, and then you've had this horrible situation with him. Then you go and be with somebody else who is also got all of this stuff going to court, all of these things going on with Stefon Diggs, and then now you want to pick this person. Like, why? Why?
I do think it's dangerous though, because I think sometimes women can be a bit like, when there's nothing.
All right, Ken, defend a black man, child. I get it. Like, I get it, but I'm sorry. If all things weren't bad, like, why would I come out?
You talk about allegations put on him rather than the hands put on her.
No, but it's
literally.
He said
I know, because people say allegedly, but listen, people say allegedly and say people lie, but the more chances of that is true, statistically proven, it's more likely to be true than it is to be a lie. But you lot just, you hear these few stories where fake men do things and they've been lied on. Now all of a sudden we just assume that it's a lie. No, it's not.
All I'm saying is there anything to back up your claim? Because otherwise, like, there are women that, just the same way men can be abusive, there are women that can be abusive.
No, and I'm not saying that there can't be. And I'm not saying that they can't be. But at the same time,
we're talking about the hypotheticals though, rather than like
than what's been presented to us. Yeah. And he's not come out and said this is not true.
Nothing's been presented.
Her story has been presented to us. Her experience has been presented to us. Unless he's going to bring out claims and proof that it didn't happen, I'm inclined to believe that it did. Because I'm not going to go and put something on my son's dad if there's no issue here. If you are a good present father and you were doing the right thing, I know, but I actually think there's more women like that than there are women that are just going to do allegations and put it out there for no reason. It's not like she's some unsuccessful babe. She's a hot gal and she's successful. Why would she do that? Anyway, child. Anyway, let's move on. Kai Cenat did Streaming University for a week. Last year, he did it for a weekend. I think it was like 3 days. Now they did it for a whole 5 days. Working week. And it was a really good experience. Like, so I watched a few of the like major events. So they had like a basketball game that had like cheerleaders and a band play, and it was really good because the cheerleaders was part of like this like they had like professors that came in and they made like he made different streamers professors and stuff like that, and then one of them like created like this cheerleading like camp thing, and they took it so seriously. And then they go and obviously have their classes where they're learning about streaming and making money and doing all of this stuff. And it was so good. It was really, really good. I very much enjoyed it. Obviously, there's pranks and people fighting and all that kind of stuff around it, but all of it jokes, all of it to make money. Majority, I think 80% of the 120 people that were in it were Black. So it's a really good opportunity for Black creatives to showcase, you know, what they're doing, get out of their bedrooms as well, because a lot of them were always saying like, I'm a desktop streamer, so like doing this in real life, like it's so hard, but like I've pushed myself and all that kind of stuff. So it was really cute. The award ceremony that they did where all these different people won awards. You know that guy Platboy Max that we spoke about a few weeks ago, he was on there and people were really coming at him because he like paints his nails and wears a wig sometimes and stuff like that. He's a straight man. He was sharing room with a gay streamer, and when they were coming at him about like how he shows up and represents himself, like one guy was all praying over him saying that he needs to change his ways, and I need Black people to just back up. If you don't agree with it, that's fine, but you thinking you can be praying on someone and telling them that they need to act right, do right for whatever reason. This man is very successful, got Grammy, doing what he needs to do, treats everyone with so much respect. I don't understand why you felt like you could be doing that when this guy that did it had some bubbles in his hair. So whatever. Anyway, so he with the gay streamer, I forgot his name, some Wardrobe. They won like best roommates, and like when they picked up the award, and he was just like, "You're a really good friend. You've been really down for me, really supportive of me," and it was just so good because I feel like in separate worlds they would never meet, but they were forced to be together. They even were like, "Oh, I wasn't sure how it was going to work, us being roommates," and now they're really good friends. And I think you see that a lot with Streamer University. A lot of people that wouldn't have never intermingled with each other, some people more successful than others, are now really good friends, and people are growing. And I think that's the point of Streamer University. A lot of people were saying that he had, you know, the notable figures like India Love and a DGG and all these people that they felt like didn't need to be there because it meant to be for up and coming streamers, but it can only work if they are collaborating with bigger streamers that have views. Otherwise, if it's just a bunch of nobodies that nobody knows, how can they grow? Not to that extent and not that much. Like DGG would make someone go and do something like, go pick up this person for me, blah blah, and then gift them. Like 1,000 subscribers. That's probably more money than they have ever made and more subscribers they've ever had. But he's doing it just by being in a stream with DDG for 2 seconds and then doing something for DDG to make his live go well, you know? So I really, really enjoyed it. Shout out to Sky. I will say that no matter how positive you are and how much you try to give to a community, there's always going to be people that are coming for you. So Kai is getting sued because at the, what was it, the Los Angeles so he did live auditions. So you could apply online, but you could also do the live auditions. 1 million people submitted applications to be on Stream University, you know. 1 million. Only 120 people were able to go. Apparently it's harder to get into it's harder to get to Streaming U than it is to get into Harvard.
How do you even go through a mill app? Like,
what do you mean?
How do you go through a million apps?
Well, literally, you can't. Yeah. I don't even know how they did it. I don't know how they did it, but literally, who knows?
He looks like he's there, and I hate that.
Oh, don't say that. Anyway, because he's nowhere near that. He is such a sweet boy. I really, really, really respect him. Anyway, so they're suing. So basically, someone is suing him because they claim that they suffered like heat stroke and all of this stuff when they were at the Los Angeles audition. They also said that they were in the background of the promo, and because of that, they didn't sign a release form or anything like that, so they were considered a background extra. So like they're suing for damages, emotional damages, heat stroke, unfair. Literally. One, no one told you to come to this audition. Now you're mad because you didn't get in. It's not my fault that you're dehydrated. Drink some water. It's LA. It's hot. What do you want to do about it? Also, everyone is streaming. Everyone is streaming. So I assumed you should know that you're going to be on camera. And then, yes, there was a promo that maybe you didn't sign off on it, but it's like, come on now. Come on. How dare you? How dare you? I really don't like that. This is what's going to happen, and I'm sure he's got money, so I'm sure he has a great team. It probably will be dismissed. Kai, if I was you, do not settle, because I feel like when people settle, then they know that there's a money train there, and there'll be next allegation after next allegation, next people, then they'll be doing some class lawsuit where everybody's now coming together trying to come for you. Don't do it.
I think it's just a thing in America.
Yeah, and I'm sick. Like, it's ridiculous.
You can sue. You get paid out, people move on. No one looks at that as a negative thing. You won't reflect badly on Kyle.
It won't, because we think it's ridiculous, but I just don't think he should. They don't deserve not even a $5,000.
The easiest way.
I mean, I guess, child. Anyway, so that was Streaming U, ended on Sunday. He's announced where he's going to be doing the 2027 one, and it's going to be in Europe. In this one, there was one girl, I forgot her name, but I think she's Filipino. She was the only British girl in there. She's a streamer. She does gaming. And she also is very religious. She was on there. She's the only British person to make it. She won an award as well. Talked about stepping out of her comfort zone, and everyone told her that she shouldn't apply and she's not worth, she doesn't deserve it because there's other bigger streamers in the UK. Sorry. She has streamed even with Chris Brown and Kai. So she's big enough. So he's coming to Europe. Basically, what he's saying is the setup is going to be mostly European streamers, but the US streamers from 2005 and 2006 can basically be selected to also be there as alumni. So it's going to be a mixture of both, but mostly it's going to be European streamers. So that's great. He had loads of brand deals. He was giving out bare people got money. Bare people got brand deals, part of some of the competitions, they would get brand deals, they got money. One lady that does puzzles by herself, she's bare old, just does puzzles. He brought her, and then everyone was going on her streams, just going into her room, spending time with Auntie, playing puzzles with her. She made so much money that she now can get her teeth replaced when she had these issues with her teeth. She's almost in tears, being like, thank you for inviting me. Everyone's just like, oh my God, Auntie. She was so old and cute. Anyway, I really enjoyed Streaming U. Shout out to Kai Sanat.
What is
Streaming U? Oh, Streaming University. So Streaming University is basically, I I guess, streaming event that Kai Cenat puts on, where they're in a university and they basically live a campus lifestyle for 3 days or 5 days now, right? So he selects a bunch of streamers, and then they go and do classes with professors about streaming. And the point is that they're meant to like build their profile together, but with the idea of doing it in real life. Because a lot of them were streamers, they're in the house and they don't really like engage. There's a few streamers that do in real life streaming, but a lot of them are like desktop streamers and they just react to things. Okay. But it's like you need to get out there, you need to intermingle with other people, you need to learn how to collab, you need to like, this is how you get the brand deals. This is also like, it's really, really educational. Even someone as a content creator, I think if Agent is part of AMP, which is Kai Cenat's little group. Not little groups, big group, but part of their group. He does a class every year. It's the second time obviously they've done it, and it's so educational for a content creator about brand deals in general. So even if you're not a streamer, if you're a content creator and you want to learn about the business and all that kind of stuff, you can literally go on Agent's YouTube channel and watch his class. It's actually really good. So yeah, I think it's probably the best thing that the streaming world has ever seen. Obviously, like Mr. Beast does these competitions where people are winning money and stuff, but there's an educational piece to this. There's also a money piece to this. There's a branding piece to this as well. Like I said, people are walking away with brand deals that probably would have never got them because all they're doing is staying in their room, streaming by themselves. So yeah, shout out to Kai Cenat. Let's go into another streamer. This white guy basically was on a podcast and he was talking about whether or not he would date black women, and people are in an uproar, but I want you to actually listen to what he says. And
he's gay?
He's not gay.
Oh, I thought you said another white gay
guy. Guy, honey.
Keep that out.
Yeah. And see if you agree, especially you, Ken, since you're a man.
I mean, yeah. But see, like, my taste in black women is a little bit more refined than the average black woman you find nowadays. Like, I like the Lauryn Hill type of black women, you know, the Pam Grier or the Tisha Campbell kind of black women. Like, why is it every time I walk through a mall or I walk into a convenience store, all the women there look like Glorilla or Sexy Red? It's like those women just look like science experiments from the CIA meant to destroy the black community. So, like, if you're saying that, hey, man, do you think, like, Glorilla sexy? Hell no. Now, if you got me a girl that looked like Patrice Rushen, then all day, every day, let's get it cracking. But I'm not going to curse my children with a mother that goes, ski, phone them. Ain't no way. Just ain't no way. The other thing is, too, is the disgusting hair, colored hair they have nowadays. Whatever happened to afros and looking like you're Garnet from Steven Universe? Now they all got like red hair with green highlights. Like, look at Kanye West's daughter. It's like, baby girl, you do not need aquamarine hair to make yourself look beautiful. You are beautiful the way you already were born. I don't need no girl to look like Hasanu Miku. Oh my gosh, bro.
Okay, so there have been mixed reviews about this. So obviously there are black people, especially black women, who are in an uproar being like, no one asked you, sir, get out of that community. But then there are also a bunch of black people that are like, well, actually, he never said that he doesn't like black women and find all black women disgusting. He's just saying that he likes a particular type of black woman. And the black women that he referenced were all different hues. So it's not saying he's like light-skinned women, dark-skinned women, they're all different hues. And they also have different hair types and textures, but all of them across the board are natural, right? So what he's specifically saying is he doesn't like the ghetto, long nail, wig wearing black women who are a bit more ratchet. And a lot of black people, particularly as black men, have basically said, well, yeah, same. So
listen to how you said it versus how he just said it. How you just said it is way more demure.
Well, yeah, I hear that, but I'm obviously gonna say, one, he's a streamer. Two, yeah, that I think that's also the problem. Some people said it's not what he said, it's how he said it, which I think that's kind of where I stand in it. I don't have an issue basically too much about his preferences and ideas or all this kind of stuff. Well, I hear it, but even I'm like, girl,
but sometimes it's like
too young for this.
it's not when he said, "Oh, you don't need aquamarine hair to make you feel beautiful." She's a tween playing with fashion. Like her dad's a fashionista. You probably grew up in your anime culture. Now the anime is like all
yeah, that's he mentioned. She was
like it's not about even like trying to be beautiful. It's just experimental. And I think a lot of these rappers, historically, they've always had to have a very interesting like appearance in the media. Like that's part of their character almost. Like Little Kim, Foxy, like Nicki, they've always had very colorful expressions. It's literally part, I would say, of rap culture as a female.
Yeah,
artist.
exactly.
So when you're targeting like a very small subsection of these women and their fans, that just feels very niche. And then using words like disgusting along with that, you can think what you think about a certain group and just say that's not for you. But there was a lot of vitriol.
Yeah. So I agree with that. I think you don't need to put down other women to put up the others, and just you could have just been like, yeah, these are, which he did say, these are the types of black women that I like, but he didn't have to speak so negatively on the ones that he doesn't like. I will say, as a wig wearing woman with nails myself, maybe I haven't dabbled in the colors for a long time, although I do look good in blonde. I do get offended as if we can't do all things through Christ who strengthens us. Do you know what I mean? As black women, we are not monolith. He made it clear with showing the differences, but he's acting as if those people can't tap in to different things.
That same girl next week will look like a completely different woman.
No, I was going to say, I've seen Sexy Red with no wig on, her hair just pressed straight and her natural hair and afro, and that still probably wouldn't be enough. Do you know what I mean? It's just certain things. But I think it's okay for him to say that he doesn't like it.
Yeah, that's fine.
I also don't think he's saying anything much different to what majority of black. Well, I don't know the context of it all, but like, yeah, like, but I think
this is the kind of stuff like we don't even need to attack him answering. Why are they asking this white man this question? What's the context of that? Why is it important? Why do we need to know?
Fair. But it was asked and he gave his answer. And in the grand scheme of things, I'm not too mad at the answer.
Where was he even at?
When he's explaining the differences of black. I'd rather you.
The Breakfast Club?
No, he's in his own. He's doing a podcast.
In the dark corner.
Who is asking him this question? Like
the chat.
I mean,
what do you think, Ken?
I think it's weird when white people speak about black people, but points are being made. Do you know what I mean? It's almost like if it was a black person saying this, there wouldn't be that kind of.
Oh, there still would be.
No, but it wouldn't be as much so, right? Because then it becomes you're in.
Told the girls don't wear your bonnets
outside.
Monique.
Oh, yeah, because but then from someone that's not from the community, it's like, okay, you're in. Why are you speaking on our community kind of thing? I do agree with the why was it a question. I don't understand why. That is the part that I don't understand where this question or this line of questioning comes from. That, do you like black women? Like it's something like I don't know. I don't understand. But I feel like that's a question that's.
Yeah, I think it's definitely, it's going to get views. There was also recently a guy that came out, he was a black guy, and basically said, a lot of people always assume that I don't date black women, but I actually love black women and I want to be with black women, but one thing I have to say is black women need to get into the gym. She's like, black women need to be more healthy. Like, I want someone who cares about their weight and cares about their body and wants to be active and stuff like that. And he's like, there are black women that are like that, but I think more as a community, black women need to do more. And again, people were in the comments, some mixed reactions, but a lot of them was all like, he said he loves black women. All he's saying is he wants us to be as a community healthier. And we can't act like diabetes, all these things don't run in our community. Now, I feel like it's very different coming from a black man than it is coming from a white man. But I feel like the critiques are something that I've said I've heard from black men. I personally feel like we speak a lot about what these black men should be doing, child. So if some people want to talk about us or what we should be doing, some of it I disagree, but I just close my ears. I'm not going to go back and forth with you. Give me your opinion. As long as you're not turning around saying that everyone's disgusting and you hate all black women and you can't date none of them because da-da-da-da, like, which some people do. I don't date black women because they're this, as if there's not an alternative. like of the said black women that you supposedly don't date, I have more issue with men that are like that than men that would say straight, I don't like this type of black woman, but there are black women like this that I actually would 100% date. Like, give me these people, I think they're beautiful, blah, blah, blah. It comes across weird from him. There is a level of tude and wording that's questionable.
He said it with his whole chest. Like,
100%.
Providing that critique.
But 100%. But I won't I ain't said nothing crazy about some white people. Let's be real.
And some of this stuff
on this pod, I'm sure.
And some of this stuff is like, yes, it doesn't sound great coming from somebody else, but like his opinion was actually kind of grounded in the sense that, like you said, he gave a range of people. He spoke about the natural, natural beauty in terms of black women. Not to say that his message was encouraging, but it was like, yo, in your natural state, you are like,
more beautiful than this.
Yeah, than all this.
It's nothing.
And there's a whole that pocket of people that he's speaking to. Yeah, that is a thing. There are a lot of the ratchetness, the all of that stuff. That is a thing.
White women, colored hair,
yeah, there are.
Yeah, but that wasn't the question, and I don't think he's not. That wasn't the question. So
he's equating that to beauty, which I think is my issue. Is like he's saying that he doesn't find that beautiful, but there are people that are into that look. The women themselves enjoy that look on themselves. And there are men that are attracted to that.
Yeah.
So just because he doesn't find that attractive doesn't mean that.
Yeah, but that wasn't the question, and that's not how he answered it.
But how he ended it was saying like Northwoods doesn't need like aquamarine hair to feel beautiful.
Yeah.
It does equate colored hair to not being beautiful. I don't think it's a natural thing versus to him, right?
Yeah.
Which is fine, but that's his lens of beauty.
Yeah.
There's also an element that he's missing, and even for me as a black man, I have to understand this, that sometimes, for example, wigs can be for protective styling, and sometimes it's like
it's not that as productive as we think it is, Anyway, carry on.
I mean,
I hear it. Yeah, no, I agree. I call it also like style, but
sometimes like women don't always do things for the male gaze.
Yeah.
So it's like sometimes it's costume. Like you want to wear. We may not like
100%.
Makeup, but it's like you don't like birthday makeup.
Well, let's not start you lot on the birthday makeup. But 100%, I agree. Yeah,
it's costume.
But that's what I'm saying. There are some men that like a rap girly and they like a bust down. You know when they go through and like, oh, what kind of hair do you like on a woman? There's men that be like, I like braids, and there's like, I like a 613 bust down. Da, da, da. There's different men in this world, and I feel like that is fine. I think it's fine. Obviously, again, it feels weird coming from this outside of this community, but then at the same time,
no, I think if we broke down exactly his words, we would find some bigotry there. I just think that he believes he said it in a very PC way, but how he strung his sentences together, it infers a certain type of thing which goes beyond like, oh, I just prefer like these type of
yeah, because he similar to my grandma. Like there is a culture of people. There's a people that really dislike hip hop, that kind of part of the culture, and the fact that it's considered, the number one version of what black looks like across the world. There's a lot of people that don't like that. Monique is probably one of them. I'm sure Monique, like you said, feels the same way that this man feels, right? So it's like it's not a surprise that he's not the only person that speaks of it with that vitriol, basically. And I'm saying it would even come from our own community. I think it feels weird coming from him, but at the same time, it doesn't sound like any different to how I hear other people speak, especially black men. And I feel sometimes I hear it worse. Well, is it worse because he's white? But I've heard it worse where they just act as if that is the only type of black women. At least with this I can give is that he's speaking on another type that he feels like just as attractive, no matter how coily the hair was, whether it's in locks, dark skin, light skin. What he gave a range of different hues, textures, thin nose, big nose of black women that he thought was attractive. It was just this that he doesn't find attractive. Do you know what I mean?
I'll do my media analysis later.
Okay, let's get into the oh child. So Amanda Seales from Insecure did the Netflix documentary challenge where you sit down and say I'm prepared to talk about blah blah blah. So Insecure has hit 10 years. They're doing an anniversary reunion tour. and everyone is on it. It's Issa, it's Yvonne, it's Lawrence, but what's his real name? Whoever Lawrence's real name is, yeah, him. So they're all going on tour. JLS, that's it. And Natasha Rothwell, the one that was what's her name in the show? I keep saying Kelly, who was Kelly. So basically, the whole friendship group and the boyfriend are going on tour, except for Amanda Seales. But Amanda Seales, I love you, I really do. But realistically, where do you think you were getting an invitation to this? After everything, how you have come on these platforms and, you know, spoke about Issa Rae, how you was treated, you know, how she's taken sides, how she's blackballed you from the community and from Hollywood or Black Hollywood and all of this stuff. That's what I said, and a lot of people in the comments were saying that, and she was like, you know, but for the fact that I was a main character, I should have been invited, and you know, it's bigger than Insecure is bigger than our beef. It's like a cultural shift of a show, and it should give, and it's only fair that everyone shows up and blah blah blah. But for you to be talking negatively about this creator, it is her show. Why would I want you around? Why would you benefit being around me and what I'm able to create past the show? It's not, you're not legally.
She would have wanted to get paid.
Yeah, exactly. It's no like exactly. Is literally no contractual obligations based on the fact that you was on the show that you need to come, and there's not press for a new season or for a season or whatever. This is literally friends creating something for themselves and having everyone that they like around to talk about the show. Why would you be there? Like, realistically, you've gone on many shows, talked about how she has blackballed you and been so disrespectful, and you can't forgive her, and she doesn't apologize, and she never apologized, and all this stuff. Why would you think you were getting an invite? It's delusional.
Did you see the post that precedes this?
No, what there was no.
It was actually like the opposite vibe. So it was like BTS or footage from when they were filming the show of everyone together.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay.
She marked the anniversary.
The market. Yeah.
Like, oh, this is really nice, and that was, I guess, surprising for people that followed her because they know that she's spoken about this and been like quite critical and made it clear that we kind of didn't end up on good terms. So she was like marking the anniversary, and I think that's where the comments obviously started, like, oh, why aren't you on the tour? And I think that maybe hyped her up to do this.
Do you know what's so funny is, if she did that and kept her mouth shut for this, maybe when the 50th anniversary came around, she would have been called.
Or maybe the end of the tour.
Or maybe they would have brought her out for a special guest and say that they've had a conversation. Like, but you come and do this.
It started nice. I think I just saw this today.
She doesn't say anything, just sits down and does the whole thing.
No, but what I'm saying is, like, what I saw with the throwback felt
nice,
positive, and like, despite everything that happened, like, this is something we created.
But I will say, she's always said that. She said that on Shannon Sharp. She's like, bigs up the show, she bigs up the creative and the genius of it, and she's well, it's done now, so there's nothing to post. So I get it. Like, she thinks that this was a cultural shift of a show, which it was. It's, you know, the group.
This is messy.
Like, girl,
it's
people could have felt, if she did that first clip, because I did see that post, I didn't know that's what you meant, but yeah, if you did that video and everyone in the comments is like, oh, that's so nice, blah 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 blah, they're feeling bad for you and stuff.
Read that.
You should have read that. But now you want to come in and just like, no one was like, why would you choose this?
And she was not a main character. Like, they basically cut out her postpartum storyline and
because she was already having issues in that final season with people, so you were seeing her less and less. She was technically one of the main cast
initially.
Yeah, but then it did get less and less, and I feel like you didn't seem to like working with us, so why would I invite you to this?
It's a shame because she was a great character on the show.
I really did like. Well, sorry, go on.
No, I was just gonna say it's a shame because she's a great character on the show. It would have been nice had they pieced it up and been able to bring her in, but at the same time, essentially what you've done by doing this is you've shown why you aren't.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, on it.
I will say, actually, no, she did speak in this because she did it as Tiffany, and she was doing it in the, yeah, like in a roundabout way, but trying to be politically correct in a Tiffany way. So she did speak in this video. I actually forgot about that. But again, it just, girl.
Yeah, I think she was like, "It's okay."
Yeah,
it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think doing this type of video just shows why. Because I guess to people insecure, I guess was this big cult thing. It has a cult following, but there's a way that the audience consumed it as like a show. But even for the people that were part of it, it was a thing for them.
Yeah,
like, they're not just doing a show. They they're friends. They're this. They're that. Whatever.
Now, except for you.
Yeah. Huh?
Except for her.
Oh yeah, exactly. So it's like you said, to now take that energy with someone who you know is a bit more contentious and whatever, and go on tour. It's just like you could potentially just fuck up.
You could literally fuck it up.
Yeah.
Like everyone gets along, and I bring you along, and then you're beefing the people that. Why would I? You're a liability. Yeah. You're actually a liability, Amanda Seales, and I love you down. I actually really do love Amanda Seales, but for an Issa Rae perspective, you're a liability to bring on this tour. You don't even like me, so why would I do that? It doesn't make sense that you were delusional enough to think that you were going to be invited. You was never going to be invited, and you damn sure are going to be invited now because you're doing this. Yeah. Anyway, let's go to the UK. So, well, technically it's Australia, but the man in question is from the UK. Well, he's even from Colombia. Yeah, you know what I mean? Anyway, so Young Philly, his case has started. He has 10 counts. Well, I mean, the man can smile. He's going to court, I guess. So he's pleaded not guilty to 10 counts of sexual penetration, sexual abuse. He is alleged to have caused bodily harm by applying pressure to her neck. 3 counts of body harm by biting her, being aggressive while they were having sex. There were moments where she said that she was excited about meeting a celebrity in the club, and he invited her back to the hotel. And then he was very aggressive afterwards. He put his hands down her pants when they were out in their VIP area. He said, "You're coming home with me tonight." So after they went to the hotel room, he apparently bit her on her boob and genitalia. He's asked her to say that I'm Philly's dirty whore, that she didn't want to say, but apparently he was trying to force her to say that. He also said, "How good are your boobs?" Apparently he told, yeah. Apparently he also said that she wasn't that good in bed. And she doesn't know how she got herself into this situation. He bit her neck as well. So yeah, it's a lot of things. I think it sounds very similar to the Michael Ward situation, which is why I'm not sure how this is going to go. Obviously it's 2 different countries, so we'll see whose court's tougher. But from the fact that you was a celebrity, you seem to be excited, and you met a celebrity, you were excited, you wanted to go back with him. Very similar to the Michael Ward situation. They portrayed that she didn't find the sex enjoyable because it was a little bit more aggressive than she quote unquote expected it to be. And then therefore she changed her mind and then painted this picture of it was against my will, right? Similar in this situation, it seems like it was consensual at first, but then it was a very aggressive to the point that he's slapping her in the face, biting her neck, biting her boob, biting her genitalia, holding her and choking her, and saying things like, "You need to say that you're Billy's dirty whore," or whatever. So then it was like she was trying to withdraw consent while it was happening. So that's where he's saying it was consented beforehand, but then obviously while the act was going on, he thought she was down for it, I guess, and she's basically saying this is not what I wanted, and she doesn't know how she got herself in the situation. So like I said, he's pled not guilty. They believe that it's going to take 2 weeks for this to see both sides and to come to a verdict.
Sorry, I wasn't here for your Michael Ward conclusion. What was your conclusion?
My conclusion was that I still believe that it happened, but obviously he's
non-consensual sex.
Yeah, I think she probably recanted her consent. But I feel like when people are in the mix of it, you know.
So as in, you think that she would have said, no, I don't want this?
Yeah, she said she wanted to get out of the car, and he said that he didn't want her to get out. He told her not to get out of the car. There are minutes. Obviously, we didn't even talk too much about it, Kim, but obviously you were saying that they caught her in a lie. Apparently, they said that in multiple lies. So with that situation, you know, he was found not guilty. So therefore, we can't say that he is guilty of doing what he did, right? I don't know.
The courts found him.
Yeah.
But your opinion?
I don't know. I'm still sitting on the idea of like, why would someone do that? Like, lie that he did that.
I don't know. Y'all need to have a word with your.
No, I hear it, but I also have people that I know that have been sexually assaulted. They've gone to court, and I know it happened for a fact, and that person still got let off.
Yeah. And
so that means they're innocent to the court's eyes, but that doesn't necessarily mean they were innocent, because I 100% believe my friend that this happened to her.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's very difficult.
Clear, one doesn't
equal
the other.
Yeah.
If you get found not guilty, it doesn't mean this person's not guilty.
Yeah.
But I think the last time we had this conversation.
Yeah.
No, but that's exactly what I was saying. The last time, there is a grey area. Like, it shouldn't be grey. It should be black and white, but there is a grey area. And I think that's a lot of this stuff falls into that, where it's like someone can be guilty 100% of like sexually assaulting someone, but because of the laws and because of the way people look at consent and stuff like that, they can be found not guilty. And equally so, someone could, like Jonathan Majors, equally so, you can be not guilty of doing something, but be found guilty of it, like because of, do you know what I mean? Whatever, blah, blah. So I think there's nuance. I think there's a grey area. The Michael Ward thing, it's difficult when you go into a situation and you may consent to sex, but you don't consent to rough sex.
Yeah.
Or you don't consent to a certain type of sex. Or you're like, I'm down to like be a bit touchy, but not do the whole thing. And that's where I think there's nuance again, because people can shut down, as in their body can shut down, but they're not verbal.
Yeah.
And yes, as men, sex is something that should be enjoyed by two people. So there should be a call and response to it.
Yeah.
Like, that's your sign that maybe someone's not enjoying it. But when two people are intoxicated, whatever, blah, blah. Now when this goes to court, if you haven't verbally said, yo, stop, or you haven't pushed someone off, you haven't, do you know what I mean? All of that stuff, that's where you go into the grey area of,
well, that's why I feel like a lot of people will get off on these cases because the person froze into the fort, and people, it's harder to prove, I guess, right? The Michael Wood situation, he has been found not guilty, but I just don't know if I believe that it based on the court of law, he's probably not guilty. Based on being a woman and being in situations where I know that like you might not be comfortable with a certain situation, you're scared to say something, blah, 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 all of these things, it to me seems more likely that it did happen than it didn't happen, in terms of it being the grey area and it not being this like gunpoint choking down, blah, blah, blah. But yes, no longer wanting to be doing this and not being able to escape kind of situation.
Like a lot of our conversation last week was about, do we trust the system or is it corrupt? And when do we accept sentences and when do we not accept them? And also we were talking about there was a guy on the internet that proposed that accusers' names be kept secret until a verdict is returned. Like, is that protective of like someone's career if it turns out that they haven't been found guilty? But then in the case like Tiye describes, where they get off but they actually are guilty, it gives opportunity for them to, for a year or 3 years, do this to other people. So it's just like, who do we protect, regardless if it's a lie or it's a truth? And also we spoke about,
whose truth? Because again, I feel like to say things are lies is very, it's hard for me. This Philly situation, he's saying that it's not guilty, it was consensual. Well, he's saying that she's lying, right? But what, like, not why would she lie? Because I know there are people that lie and stuff like that. But normally, in my case, in how I'm seeing when people lie about these things, is normally like you're trying to sue someone for some money. Like, this is a criminal case. Like this is so you go to jail. I'm not going to get anything from you going to jail. Do you know what I mean? And I don't know. I just want to. There is
like the whole Heinz ketchup as blood thing. Like they.
Oh, you're going back to my court.
Last week.
Yeah.
In terms of, they said that the blood that she said was on her clothes was supposedly ketchup. And I was saying to Ty, like, I don't really know the details, like if they did tests and they're like, this substance isn't blood, or this is like alleged, like someone saying that I bet it's not even blood. Like,
well, who did that come from? Because if that's
that's on there's just people talking on social.
Oh
no, I think it came out of it. But I think what was hard, I told you last week, is that we couldn't see the trial, the transcripts or anything like that. Like, I feel like a lot of this is very protective, and you can't sit there and read like what is actually being said. I don't want to know what someone said. I want to know like what actually happened.
I wish they did that like the Digi trial. You could see the transcripts.
Yeah.
So yeah, for Philly,
we can get this.
For Philly, yeah, I think we should see if we can. Like I said, this ain't the UK, so I don't know how the court system in Australia. I think it's harsh in there. So he's gonna have to fight to prove. Yeah, he's been locked up for time. Like, he didn't even get to go out. Well, he went out for Christmas. Remember, I said that child might be his last Christmas there with his mum. The way he was anyway. So yeah, let the truth come out. Next, Jesy Nelson. Her from what was the girls group called again? What girl group was it called? Not Fifth Harmony. Was it Fifth Harmony?
No.
What were they called again?
Don't remember.
No, Fifth Harmony is the US one.
Leanne.
Yeah. What was it again?
I don't remember.
Anyway. God. Anyway, so she has come out with a new documentary talking about the experience of her having these twins, and they have health issues, and like extreme health issues, like this spinal muscle. It's called SMA, spinal muscular something. So basically, she talks about the fact that she met him in 2024. They end up having these babies. They're together and they're meant to be co-parenting. And through this documentary, she basically says that he came out and said, I'm not equipped to deal with this. I'm out of my depth emotionally, physically, mentally. And at this moment, I'm surviving. I just need to get help. Right? And she's saying you'll either be a team or it will tear you apart, talking about their relationship. Unfortunately, I feel like this is what it's done to me and Zion. It's just me and mum now, in terms of saying that she made it seem like he wasn't involved and it's her and her mum. And then this is what he said. He can't deal, so he stepped out. So everyone's in uproar because it's like, how dare you? And obviously, he was a black man, so we were all up in air, like being like, come and embarrass us.
She's Jamaican, so
oh my god, do you remember? So everyone was all up in arms because they was like, absolutely not, how are you gonna do that? So it was going on for a couple of days where people are rinsing this man, being like, well, she's out of her depths too, and she had to stay, and this is the problem, women, we have to have only kids that we feel like we can handle on our own, because these men, you don't know, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, he's now responded. And he basically said, I stayed quiet because my focus has always been where it should be, which is on my children. Reading some of the comments over the last few days has been incredibly painful because they simply are not true. When I said I was out of my depth, it wasn't saying I was walking away from my children or abandoning my responsibilities as a father. I was talking about the overwhelming reality of suddenly facing a rare and complex medical diagnosis that I know nothing about. I was being honest. I didn't have knowledge, I didn't have experience, and I was scared. I was trying to process the emotions that no parent has ever faced. No parent should ever have hope to face. Being out of my depth meant that I was learning, and I was I was learning. It was meant that I was trying to understand. It never meant that I didn't love my daughters or that. Where is the rest of it? Hold on. Or that I wasn't going to be there for them. I love my girls more than words can ever describe. They are my world and always will be. At the end of the relationship, the end of relationship doesn't mean the end of fatherhood. Jesy made the decision to end our relationship, and although I respect that, it does not change the fact that I remain committed to my daughters in every way I possibly can. I attend every appointment. I educate myself every single day about the condition. I ask questions. I listen. I learn. I support them however I can because their father is the greatest. Being a father is the greatest responsibility and privilege of my life. He goes on basically saying the journey has been heartbreaking for all of us. No one prepares you for news like this, and we're navigating. I feel like pain alongside Jesy because these are our children. I will always want what's best for them. So basically, he's just saying that like he was being honest with her that this was something that he was struggling with, but it was never for him to not be around. So for her to say that it's just me and mum now, implying that he's left and he's not involved, they are just not together, but he and you are. The conversations about what is considered a single mother is also a thing because it's like, you're no longer with this person. Your mum is probably there supporting you on a day-to-day basis. He no longer lives in the home, so he's not there 24/7. However, he is still an active father. But she made it seem like he wasn't involved. He's saying that he is.
Taking them on the weekends, I don't know.
Well, this is the thing. I don't want to cape for men, boy, but I'm gonna have to in this situation. Okay, if we are no longer together and I am not in this house 24/7, I'm never gonna be there more than you are. But because I'm not there more than you are, that doesn't mean I'm a bad dad. I don't know if he's only doing weekends. He might be doing some days in the week. He might be doing weekends. We don't know. But basically, when it first came out, she made it seem like they broke up and he is not involved. It's her and mum now, as if he's not there to support the child at school.
When was
this? This was the last week.
When they broke up?
Well, when they broke, I don't know in terms of the dates of when they broke up. She didn't say.
Years or.
Well, I don't know. It does. I don't know in terms of like the timeline of when they broke up. I think it was quite recent after when the babies were born. But that's what she's saying. It was either makes or breaks you. So it didn't work out. Fine. They split up. She's saying me and mum now, so it makes it seem like he ain't around. But he's saying he's around, I guess, maybe as much as he can be. If you know that you are co-parenting with this man and you see the comments drilling him, saying all these things, I think it would have been enough to put in her story, by the way, to clarify, he is involved. That was not what I meant. I think it would have been nice for her to clear it up if that's the case. He's now come and defended himself and said that's not what it is. And unless she's going to tell us otherwise, I'm inclined to believe him because why would you do that? Do you know what I mean? If I know I'm not if I know I'm not involved, I'm not going to come online to defend myself. He's just not going to say nothing. You're going to have to eat it, right? I feel like she should have said something.
Maybe they didn't end on.
I don't think they haven't, but at the same time, he did say she wanted it to end.
I think this is a very difficult thing because it's like disability. Caring for disabled people is like your life changes. Obviously, your life completely changes. For two people who are in a relationship and you're in a romantic relationship and then you have kids, this type of illness, I don't know that you get the romantic relationship. You have to work really hard to get that. Do you know what I mean? So for someone, I can and it's not to say that her experience is different. Is different to his. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm out of my depth. Of course, she's out of her depth as well. We're both out of our depth. Or you could be out of your depth in terms of, I think, all of the things that he said in his message, right? And maybe us, like, we're not going to work as a couple because when you have a kid, even to use my words really carefully here, but a child that is not born with disabilities, even just having a kid without disabilities, completely shifts your relationship.
Literally, people say if you want to keep that man, don't have a baby with him.
Yeah. So it's like even that happens. So now adding two kids with disability, right? you're romantically, you guys may not work, but you know,
it's a difficult one. You're not just having one baby; you're having two. Then you're not only just having two babies, but you're having two babies with disabilities. It is a lot for any parents, even if they were together 50 years. There are people that have a child, like you're saying, an able-bodied, child, like healthy, child can come out and they have issues and they break up. That happens. My parents. Do you see what I'm saying? So that is not unheard of. So this makes it more difficult. He's basically saying, I'm sure she was dealing with depression. He was dealing with depression. They're dealing with all of this stuff. And he felt, I guess, he was being honest by expressing his depression. And maybe she took that as like...
Do you know what I mean? Also, in a way where she might feel like it's not impossible for you to be more out of your depth
than I am.
Having just given birth to twins, now lactating, like postpartum, and now dealing with differently abled kids. I think it's almost a thing where it's like, you're not allowed to be more down bad than
and I think that's literally, and I think that's what I got from this situation. I think that's what he was trying to say in his response. And I think that's what, and he said that she broke up with him. I wouldn't be surprised if you don't want to be here, then you don't need to be here. And it'd be one of those kind of conversations. And then he leaves, and then now you're like, he said he's out there for blah, 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 like, how dare he? But it's just two people that are dealing with this situation at the same time, and him trying to be honest with the way he's at, but also at the same, she doesn't have the capacity to deal with how to support him, and he doesn't have the capacity to support her. It seems.
Her hormones are still.
I know, yeah, of course.
Like for a year after you have baby brain, like you're super.
They apparently say it's even up to 2 years, to be honest,
you're
before you go back to normal.
It's like, it's almost like this is like, I had it twice as hard as you. Carrying them for 9 months and then like, birth is traumatic. So I don't know that you can ever be having a hard time and it lands with a new mom. I don't know. That's just the dynamic. Obviously I have no experience in it, but I can imagine that that's a battle nobody wins.
Relationships have broken up over newborn kids. Dads, friendships, all of it.
The dad does matter, but also like acknowledging how much obviously a mom goes through, right? Without isolating a dad's feelings.
Yeah, and I think it's very hard to do.
I
think it's very hard to do.
Because how do you do that? I think that's the piece. It's like their experience gets forgotten, or it's like, well, you didn't give birth, you didn't. But men have a whole completely different experience to women when it comes to birth. No, we don't carry the child, but because we're not carrying the child, that is a different experience for us. Because we don't birth the child, it's a different experience for us. The fact that now your priority is the child is a different experience for us when your priority was us. So it's like, it all does sound like woe is me, whatever, but I think there is, for like, that side is ignored for men. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, it's not.
It's hard.
Yeah, I get it.
For each to hold space for the other.
Yeah, no, 100%.
But I think even when some, let me not say all, even when some men do raise this, they are aware of that. It's like, I think it's even difficult for some of them to voice it, because it's like, I feel like I can't. Like, I feel suffocated. I feel all of these things, but, well, the baby's crying. So it's like, how can I say that, oh, you haven't looked at me for 9 months, or do you know what I mean? Or we haven't been intimate or whatever, because, and you've just given me the side eye, because
it's true. All of these things are fair. No, but it's fair. There's women that are just, I don't feel sexy. I'm not even. I don't even want to touch you. And the guy just means maybe he wants some intimacy of holding hands and cuddling on the sofa. That is real life things that have happened in broken up relationships while people have been pregnant and after birth,
And also, I just wanted to say the choice of words in that she said it's just me and mum. It probably would have been, your mum would have been involved even if the two of you were still there.
Yeah.
Like, that is the reality of these type of situations when you have kids with disability. You need all the help you can get, all hands on deck. So that shouldn't be taken out of context. Like, oh, it's just me and my mum now.
So when a man voices that is the result like what's the action now? The woman now should prioritize the man over the kid. Like
that's not. I don't think that's not. I don't know. Like, I don't think that's fair to say.
No,
it's a question. You're saying
it's a question. Like when a man voices his grievances, that's now on the woman to.
But what does on the woman mean?
Because like if you're voicing it right, then you want resolution, you want action, you want something.
No, you could just speak life into someone and say, oh, well, I too maybe are feeling this way, and maybe we could go to therapy, give suggestions, support them through it, like, you know, read books together, or, you know, suggest they go for walks or encourage them to do other things. It doesn't have to be a thing where it's like, well, actually, I'm more in this than you are. No, and it's not also put on her plate to make her to like fix it.
Well, I guess it depends how it's done, and obviously we don't have that.
Well, yeah, we don't have the context, but basically, what
if you come to me with solutions, then I can work with that.
Yeah, but he doesn't have solutions. Yeah. He's in it with you. Yeah, like you're the babies are going through this. He's literally saying he's out of his depth. He's emotional as well. He's going through, I guess, his own version of postpartum, basically, and then he's telling you, because communication is key. If I'm meant to have this conversation with you.
So then what now?
So then what? As a couple, we should then have a conversation about what we're going to do so that we could all get out of this funk.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah. If it might be required for you to go to therapy, you know, do we want to have walks together? Or is it that you have a day out and then maybe I have a day out? Like, it's conversations. But if it's a thing where he's honest about it and then you shut it down and basically say, like, how dare you be more sad than I am? And if you don't want to be here, you can go. Not saying that this is the case, but I can believe that this could be the case. Then it's not fair. You can't scream men's mental health, but then turn around and be like, your mental health is not more than mine. Yeah. Everybody needs support.
It's not something which is brought up to say, oh, you did this, you need to improve this, blah, blah. I think it's an expression, like the same way that it's an expression of how you're feeling. So it's like, the point is to table it as a discussion. Let's work it out together.
Yeah.
Because for you, it might be, okay, I feel like I'm doing everything myself. So then it's like, okay, and then you're saying, if I had more time, then I would have more time to kind of like focus on you. Or if you took some stuff off of my plate, then I would have more time.
And then it's a back and forth of how you can arrange it to be better. Yeah. Obviously, we don't know the thing, but like if I was to say to someone, I'm going through this, I'm doing a life, I feel like I'm out of, and they turn around and be like, so what do you want me to do about it? I'm never going to say anything again. And that's basically his thing made it seem like it was like, I'm being honest here, and you've basically like ended it with me and all of this stuff, right? So like, again, we don't know the full back and forth of the story, but if you know that he was and is still involved, I think it would have been nice to put out a statement before he had to, because it was, everyone was gone in for it. Even I was like liking all of the ones that were calling him everything but a child of God, like, because I was like, how dare you?
I just know those first few months of the pits involved, so I don't envy anyone trying to work through that.
Not at all. All right, next we're in Canada, and it might seem strange that we have these people Angel Reese here, but she's beefing with the Toronto tempo coach Sandy Brondello. So Miss Sandy basically, while they're playing, makes a comment where she says that Angel, she's a protected species, right? They overheard her say that, hot mic situation. And then obviously everyone is now calling her a racist. They're saying that she's liking a black woman to an animal and a species, and that she's not a human. And obviously Sandy is like, I'm from Australia. That saying doesn't mean what you lot think. It just means that like you're just like wrapped in wool. Like people that you're a protected species, like obviously they're gonna always look out and protect you. The privilege of it all, kind of.
Bear in mind, has been a
conversation about Angel Reese before this situation. So they're all calling her a racist. Now,
what's the context of the phrase?
What do you mean?
Like basically,
no, like what was she saying? Like,
so I think basically Angel Reese has been getting a lot of stick for being almost like a darling of the WNBA, and the fact that she's like protected from calls, all of that type of stuff. So I think it was said.
But also, they were playing, but they were also playing, and like, and then like, what I like about the new WNBA is like they're playing a little bit like Mandem, so they are a bit rougher. Do you know what I mean? So they're a bit rougher, right? And it's very much been Argentina. Sometimes you get the ref calls the play, and sometimes they allow the foul. Do you know what I mean? And she's basically how I'm taking it, and I feel like most level-headed people are basically how Sandy's saying is like she's a protective species. She can go and not be. She could be. She is a perfect analogy. She is a Messi. They could do these things and they're not going to get carded because she's the darling, right? And she thinks it's not fair. She's a protected species. But obviously, this is a white woman talking about a black woman, and she's talking about species and meaning unhuman. And they've now run with this narrative that she's being racist when I don't think that's what it was. It's not that at all.
Hot mic, it was during the game.
Yeah.
She was just like complaining.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just trying to.
And I just don't think it's fair. Obviously, she said that it's out of context. You know, obviously Angel Reese has gone back and being like, you know, you can't talk about people like this, like making those statements. And I just don't think it's fair. Like, poor Sandy girl. Reach. Yeah. Bigger reach. You know that thing with the baby? I think this is a big reach. Like, poor Sandy. And obviously Toronto Tempo is like, they're only nice, a new team. They're getting their shine. They did lose. 92 to 111. Yeah, but that's not.
They did a good run.
They haven't. It's not bad. Not bad at all. I think they're doing really well, especially for a new team. But yeah, exactly 1 year in. I just think this is so not fair. I don't think this is fair at all.
I think this will blow over.
I hope so, but the problem is. No, I didn't hear that they were suspending. They didn't suspend her. Please Google. Let's see.
Sandy. What's her name?
Banner on this.
No.
Is Sandy
Dello. If she gets suspended for this, I think that's ridiculous. And I'm not gonna lie, this is why a lot of times people want to be talking about like throwing the race card, and I actually hate that. She was suspended.
Yeah. Well, for one game without pay. Handed down this
that's ridiculous. This ain't that. And it's like people can say stuff, you know, like there's context to certain things, and I understand it. But this one, you knew damn well me personally, you can't think that this is what she meant by that. Come on.
Said much worse on post game analysis, like about NBA players and stuff like that. So yeah, this is definitely a reach, and it's kind of proving her point.
Yeah, no, for real. Anyway, shout out to Sandy girl. Welcome how you come back and enjoy. Yes, off the UK, the US, the UK, and Canada. We are now in diasporas. And we're in Jamaica. So Vybz, Kartel, Mavado reunited on the Summerfest or Summerfest, whatever it's called, stage. Obviously, we do know Gully, Gaza for years, all my life, pretty much. They've been beefing. But since coming out, Vybz has really just done this right. I'm very proud of him. He's come out, he's done all his tours, he's made amends, he's done Unity. Here you're now doing Unity. He doesn't want to push this narrative anymore. I feel like kind of started before you left person, but they've now reconciled and they're here performing. Even some of the diss tracks, he was there changing the lyrics so that it was never like coming after him and stuff. And it looked really good. The performance looked good. They seem to breath control. It's definitely improved. Definitely improved. Mavado's always been sick, but for Vybz, he's definitely improved. Looks like he's slimming down. So yeah, it looks like a really good performance, and I think I like this. It's even when like Jay-Z and Nas being on screen. Obviously, they've kind of gotten over it a long time, but even last week when Nas was on the tour with Jay-Z, on the shows with Jay-Z, it's just nice to see people that were once beefing now being able to like rap their diss tracks and stuff together, or the songs they have together, and like, you know, do mashups of their songs to just give the fans what we all loved about them as individual artists, but together. And now being like, you don't have to pick a side, you can enjoy both, and let's put away all of this like street life gang shit. Do you know what I mean? So shout out to them. It's too early, child. This has been going on for years. So this is, you know, he had to sit down in jail to get over the anger. Like, do you know what I mean? But what started off as just, I think Vybz said in the interview, what started off basically kind of like a, you know, like marketing thing where it's like, you know, it's gonna be us against them. Then the fans took it too far, and then it became what it became, right? And then after that point, you can't really back down when people are actually fighting and being shot and all this kind of stuff for things that you basically created. Now he's like, we're over it. That's not the vibe that we want to be on. Love it. Drake and Kendrick, I don't know when that's gonna happen, honey. People call people pedophiles. You can call a man a drug dealer and a killer and a this and a this, and I'm gonna come kill you. But calling people pedophiles and I don't know. Oh no.
Drake is a forgiving man, though. So
is he?
What do you mean? You forget Future.
Yeah, but that was his friend for real.
I love how these two fits are like accurate representations of fashion in Jamaica. Like, this is the scammer fit, like, on the back of a bike, like, you know, no face, no case.
Yeah.
And then you have obviously, you know, your more straight laced guy.
Yeah.
The
in them leather pants. In them leather pants, and it's
hot
hot as hell. Like, come
rips.
on. Yeah.
Rips in leather pants.
I said, if they could have rips,
they would be rips.
If you could get them in white, rips,
they would have the white with the rips.
And they would come right here.
No.
Yeah,
and potentially still have a Timberland boot.
Yes. And the bandana's hanging out the back.
Yeah, no, literally ridiculous, but bless them.
Vybz.
Yeah, but yeah, shout out to Vybz. Like I said, since you come home, baby, you have been racking up them coins, and I rate it for you. I hear it for you, and I love that for you. Bought another home in Miami with his wife again. Like, shout out to him. Shout out, she did right, boy. I think a lot of people thought he wasn't coming home, but she said, I'm gonna slide in there just in case. She's doing very well for herself. Shout out to them. Anyway, next. Okay, so now we're in South Africa. So if you don't know, these black South Africans are moving mad. Okay, anyone who's non-South African, they are getting out of here. They're beating up the Nigerians because the Nigerians were taking their girls. That was the first thing I heard was that, oh, we're getting Nigeria because the Nigerians are coming and taking our jobs and taking our girls and all of this stuff here, yeah. Then they started beating the Ghanaians. Now here, my lady from Mozambique, they're basically not just kicking them out and like beating them up and stuff out of homes, but even now businesses, they're basically saying that you need to give up your business and hand it to a South African for free. Then they said that apparently they offered this lady first 100k. What she said, she wanted 100k. Then they said no. So then she was just like, then it was like she was like 50k. They said no. They offered her 10k. She said absolutely not. And then they were like, hey, we're going to take it by force. And then she trashed the whole place because if I'm giving it to free, it's got to be given nicely. And I feel like apparently a lot of people now are saying this is what they're going to do. If you're going to come and say that you're taking our homes or our businesses, you're going to demolish them. Some people said, finally, someone did exactly what I was thinking. Actually, I would have set on fire. Literally. Someone said I would have set on fire too. They was like, I don't blame her. They didn't take white South Africans' property. Make it make sense. South Africa is at the bottom of the barrel now, lawless. If this woman has acquired a business legally, then the law should protect her. So this confirms that the government is supporting this lawlessness, which is true. How are you not saying anything or doing anything? People are getting beat in the street. Well, yeah, I know. Well, I mean, I hear it, but like, come on now.
I blame Trump.
I blame the white man, not Trump. Well,
no,
Trump
I'm sick of blaming them. I blame us.
Now, after those white people in America started getting like disillusioned and saying that they were the minority and how everything's taken away from them, and then Trump started running with that narrative. I remember in US when they like undid DEI, then Trump started appealing to South Africans to come to America and say
white South Africans,
yeah, and so we're all
with Elon Musk,
same boat,
yeah,
and like you should come here. We're all experiencing the same thing. With like these like being taken over and being made the minority. Yeah,
the whites, and then they went to America and they realized that it was a shithole, and now they've been going back.
But I feel like that
to South Africa
shifts in like it's like how Trump enabled the January 6ers. Like you rile them up with a certain rhetoric and it emboldened them to like take action.
Yeah,
and I feel like this is
I think it's the same play. I just don't think we should be blaming him.
I blame the white man because white people came into South Africa, they took the land, whatever, blah, blah. And there's an argument there in terms of, oh, we knew how to take better care of the land, which is strange because it's like, but you're not even from here, so how do you know? Anyway, they came, did their thing, whatever, blah, blah. They haven't been able to get their businesses back from the white people. So instead of doing that, and they haven't got reparations or whatever, they haven't been paid out accordingly.
Yeah.
So I think what they're doing is, and this is where I then blame the black people. It's not to say black people are faultless, but now you've turned your attention to the people who you feel like you can do that.
South Africans are moving like they're Israel. Yeah. They are moving like Jews. Like, at the end of the day, yes, this happened to you not many moons away. Like, I don't want to discredit it, but then you're going to turn around and do the same thing to other people because you want to be, I guess, the oppressor at this point. It's disgusting. And I don't blame, I'm sorry, you can blame the government or whatever, but it's you, like, this rhetoric, you're doing exactly the same thing because you feel like you can, because you want to have ownership of your country.
It is related to that, because the whole thing now is like, if we focus on inner fighting, then it distracts people from focusing on the bigger picture, right? So you think, it's a strategy is, you go after who you think is lesser than you or who you're better than. You take your place in the hierarchy, because then you don't dismantle the hierarchy. You just replace someone else on it. And that will temporarily satisfy you because you feel like you're closer to capitalism and earning, and therefore closer on the hierarchy. Again, nobody wants to take apart the system. They just want to replace someone else on it. They would happily be in the position of the white people if they could.
No, okay, but what I'm trying to say is the difference between them and the January 6th is the January 6th went and stormed Capitol. You are coming here, beating these people and taking their businesses. Those are two different things. If you feel this way, why are we here fighting with the other black people that look like you because they're not from there? If you feel that way, then go do other things. Like, do you know what I mean? I'm not acting like they're fighting in the street and all that kind of stuff, but you're taking people's businesses and they're allowing it. As much as we're saying, like, yeah, this is a government issue, but these are black people in a black country. Yes, okay, obviously we know with the whites and all of this kind of stuff, but like, let's not take these are the hands of the new people are black. Let's focus on that. Same with Israel. I get it. Like, we know what they've been through and all this kind of stuff, and people give allowances based on that. But right, you're the new evil. You're South Africa. You're moving mad. You're the new evil, and it's your hands. I don't care about what you've been through. I don't care what the white man structure is and the colonization of it all and and it's happening here.
Yeah, I agree with
it's disgusting.
Yeah, agree with all of that. I think I'm just saying.
Why are they not doing anything? I feel like obviously that's the part I'm confused about. Like, why isn't the army, the government, like, actively stopping this? But I do think all of this is connected. Because I don't have the language to be able to connect it all elegantly, but I do think it's all connected.
It's the same play. That's why the government's not doing anything. It's the same play. Instead of because people are doing this because they don't have no money, they're hungry, think like prices are going up, blah, 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 they can't afford to live, right? This is the same place everywhere. There's a global issue, right? But it's the same play. It's the same play that's happening with reform in the UK. It's the same thing that's happening in the US. I'm not saying that, it's completely different. It's the same play. But let's not blame Trump. Let's blame South African government. Let's blame the black South Africans now that are doing it. Like, let's not just give it a card. You've taken the play, but you're here still the puppeteer of it.
So yeah, I guess what you're saying is we're speaking to the overall picture. The overall picture is this.
But my problem is when you talk about the overall picture, you don't give enough. You give it almost an excuse to the people that are doing it. Yeah, and I know you're not saying that, but it's like, no, let's not look at it in this area. Look at just down here. Someone needs to tell them you lot are disgusting. And you are now moving
but
like.
We know that though, and that conversation will last all of 10 seconds because we'll be like, that's mad. And then we're like, yeah, that's mad. And then what?
Yeah, but I just feel like with most conversations, even with the Angel Reese thing, I think sometimes when it comes to black people, we like to, therapize everything, give excuses to the history of the reason why and the and all this stuff. Let's just talk about what's happening now with your movements now. Yeah. And I'm just like, you lot are disgusting and moving mad. That's literally what I'm trying to say.
It's a difficult one though, because it's like, and bear in mind, if it's only because we have governments that would not allow it, but please believe that people would do that in our countries if they were allowed to. But they were able to get it.
Well, okay, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Exactly, but what makes it sad is that in our countries, at least they're storming high streets and storming Capitol buildings and stuff like that. These countries, it's worse because they're going to people's homes and people's businesses and beating them and stealing from them, like, because there's even less control. But it's sad, even worse of that is that they're doing it at the hands of people that look like you. It's disgusting.
But this is also not the first instance, because you have to remember the Rwanda journey.
Yeah, we know.
But again, I'm not making an excuse for it. I'm just saying that it's not an unusual tactic for them to turn on other groups within their country. It's terrible, but they've seen it done historically, and I don't know that there was any real like repercussions from even Rwanda, really.
Here we go. But it just makes me really sad. It really makes me so sad.
There's nothing that we have seen that was seen for the first time.
Yeah, I know, but I just wish, we're just going backwards, and it's really sad. I know people always say history repeats itself, but it's very scary how much is repeating itself.
Well, I think we're seeing it now as grown adults that have context and actually like globally minded. We can actually connect the dots for ourselves.
And it's just sad because I feel like history is repeating itself, and we still are being used as puppets, but we're allowing it still to this day.
And it will happen again after us.
I believe the children are our future.
We were the future.
I thought we were doing well. I thought we were doing well as a people, but maybe not.
Oh hell no! Everything is working by design. Yeah, it's all working by design.
Like, we're more culturally aware, but we're also not born in Cape Town with all this different happening. We're not blacks in Argentina.
I hear it. I guess obviously we're talking from a privilege of being removed from it and us not feeling like land and everything is being taken and stuff like that. But it's
already been took.
Well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying, and I'm just like, oh, it's so sad, child. It's so sad, girl. Anyway, we are done now. We're done. All right, guys. Thank you for this episode. Thank you for watching this episode of the Tiye Noelle Show. I hope you enjoy. Please write a comment. Please subscribe. If you're listening to this and not watching this, give us 5 stars on Spotify. Thank you very much. See you next week. Bye.